Frankie, look, we've had this discussion before, yeah? Desk host cannot give it when throwing to caster because we can't have an actual conversation. It's a nice one. I appreciate it. Shout out to Banks, by the way, homie. I still have pictures of us at like an old IE series on a horrible stage doing giveaways for terrible companies. It was a good time. Welcome to Esports back in the day, but we are back into the game. Liquid up against Guild. Now, I hope we have in-game audio for us. I know probably you guys at home are all sorted, but I just want to make sure we've got that. But Hypoc, anything standing out to you, or is this just kind of par for the course between these two rosters, at least agent-wise?
I mean, there's no real surprises, really. Obviously, you've seen on the Rays, that's kind of a trademark now. The only real difference, really, I mean, it's interesting to see Scream on the Jet again. This is another one that I personally think Reyna can work. There's a lot of opportunities to kind of get that one and done spot that a player like Scream is always going to convert into, 2, potentially 3 kills. But no, nothing really stands out. Again, both teams actually opting for the Killjoy here. Don't often see that. ASCENT, again, another one where we can think there's maybe a
not live right now. Yeah, they're just waiting for Scream to come back. But the one thing I'll say is I'm glad the Desk brought it up when you talk about double Killjoy. I saw it a lot in NA once she became playable out there. That was a very, very common thing. 100 Thieves were huge advocates for it. I know Steel was constantly on that. So I'm not like wildly surprised considering if Sliggy's there, we can always, pop back to us if we need to while they sort the game out. If you want, don't worry, production, I won't yell at you. But it looks like they're sorting it out. No worries. But no, for me, I think the thing is, I'm not that surprised when we're seeing very high-end EU gameplay, but I think North America definitely set the meta a little bit with Killjoy earlier. Simply say there are a lot of tournaments there.
Well, the thing is, and the reason I actually like Killjoy so much is that ability to kind of leave the utility down as more controlling than the Cypher utility. Again, you can leave a trap wire and not worry about mid and stuff, but I just feel like kind of that zone control, you can leave Killjoy out on an island a lot more comfortably sometimes. But EU definitely has lent a bit heavier towards Cypher. Maybe we'll see that switch. If a couple of teams kind of do it, it looks good, and a few more teams try it out, we may see them follow suit with NA. Again, we haven't caught up on Phoenix yet. I know EU still hates Phoenix. I love seeing Phoenix come out.
I mean, but also I would say you have a lot more, if we talk kind of NA-EU meta, NA, I would say predominantly a lot of the teams are still very Counter-Strike-esque based. So you see something that can pop flash, you're going to have teams really lean into it. Same with something like Sky, I wouldn't be surprised if they feel like that's just as viable, they'll lean into that just as heavy. If it kind of fills a similar void. And it's been said in a couple of interviews. The new coach for who was it who came out and said it? One of the coaches just recently came out and said, well, we're looking at how people approach the game, and even technically you'll say that creatively Overwatch players are more likely to potentially see a more creative avenue, whereas Counter-Strike players are very strict in the way they see the game. So I think that's definitely a component. Exactly. Your default's very, very standardized and it's consistent. But it looks like everything's kind of in line now. Scream is back with us. No worries. Now, I do want to kind of keep eyes on who plays what. Safe being on the Killjoy is interesting to me. That is a little bit of a note I'm definitely going to keep eyes on, see how well he fills within this. And obviously Barbar joining in as well for Guild as their coach. I love Barbar, by the way. Does give me anxiety. We could have like 1 billion overtimes. I do remember him back in Counter-Strike having, I think, one of the longest OT games. But still, we're going to be jumping live into this one. Let's have a little look how these two teams look, because this is very much the top end of EU here.
It is indeed. And Pistol going to start off pretty vanilla. Again, Guild looking for a little bit of mid presence here. Just one member holding down onto B main, but they could actually hold in, again, giving up A site completely, and they're prioritizing short. But you're seeing here, you can see pushing towards market. Actually, Link going to catch himself a little bit of company here. Wall goes down. Link actually finds the first, but he's traded out very quickly. Scream will find Bonker as well. So let's see if they force the issue here onto B site.
It isn't a quick response. They're still taking some bit of a time. They have a couple more seconds till that smoke would start to dissipate, so they can play around that. And they are. You can already see Leo opting for a fight towards the defensive side spawn, which is a bold play. Oh, that's a fumble. I don't love that fight. You know what? Take that fight if you don't have the spike. Absolutely. Buy a bit of time, but now that's lost in a choke point. It's going to be incredibly difficult to get back around. Beautiful work in the end from Liquid. But that end marker, that spike being lost there, not what I'm after.
Yeah, a little bit of a strange decision. And again, not sure if he was aware he had the spike. I'm not sure if there was a kill traded out. The spike got dropped. He accidentally picked it up. But again, swinging out through the smoke onto the defensive spawn, not really too keen on that idea. Again, isolate the player on site and swarm that, especially with the benefit of that smoke still being down covering. So maybe just a little bit of a fumble, as you say. It's around. We can throw that away. Again, doesn't look like they're going to force back in to round 2 here, but a lot of presence shown over towards A, and this time a couple more bodies on the side of Liquid over here.
A little 3-1-1 split coming out for Guild, and I like how Guild are playing. I think they're a team that I'm waiting for them to make their name. A very unfortunate run towards First Strike, of course, no need to dwell on that, but I think they're a name that if you're in the scene, you know it. But the casual viewers will look at, you know, Liquid, G2, and that's about that. But Guild are definitely up there. I'm just waiting for those tournaments in EU to kind of set that into motion. Now, they've definitely drawn the attention. Look at the kind of utility being committed from Link, for example, with the back of that Al drone, so still going to keep them humble and maybe try and cause a rotation, see if that Killjoy would lean. But for now, it's at Sova towards B that we have to keep our eyes on. It does seem as though Scream might get a little bit of a glimpse. I don't know if he found any info there, as already that Killjoy turret just keeps him pretty much set safe. So this is not bad at all. The rotation does look like it's being considered, but this is all mind games. Look at these players. It's the double pump. They've gone for the double fake here, it looks like. Already that spike was initially at A, put out the Al drone, disengaged, went back around towards B, showed presence, took the ult orb, and now the double pump back towards A.
Yeah, and an interesting thing to note, Link didn't actually use his paranoia there. Did get droned early round. Now he's going to have 3 bodies pushing through main here. Now's the time to put that to use if he's going to do it. He does have a team out over in tree. Actually, Yassine going to hop out. Link picks up 2. Echo's there for the reinforcements. 4 kills for Liquid now. 8 seconds left. Not an awful lot that Safe can do, but try and challenge through. So I love that there. They only committed Scream to the rotation as well, so they still had 2 bodies over on A site. And like I said, the utility usage there, or at least utility management, Link not wasting that paranoia the first time around, not being baited in by the Al drone coming in. So tidy round from Liquid. Again, nothing really on the side of Guild invested into that one, so we're going to see the rifles and the light armor come out here. So this will be the first full buy round. Again, economy-wise, Liquid, only 1 upgrade, and we've got 1 Vandal, 4 Spectres. So could be a decent bonus round for Liquid if they can convert this one.
I want to see them do something a little bit weird with it. Don't mind aggression here, because it's not a throwaway round, but it is very much a bonus round. It's one of those that technically Guild pound for pound are outweighing them at the moment with the weaponry they have. So Super Soaker to hand, just having a look around, but we'll see if they can convert it. I'd love to see teams kind of have very, very tailored approaches to these rounds. Definitely saw it in a couple of NA teams. You know, the likes of Rob Wiz, the old Call of Duty classic, had some really unique approaches to these sort of, you know, either weaker or bonus buy rounds, utilizing those kind of anti-ecos and ecos in a very, very special way. So I'd love to see that come through, especially from these high-end teams. And I think what I'm seeing from Guild is a very good mentality, be it Barbar keeping them in check with this or just a good IGL. You can see the split across the map here. They are taking no chances. It's looking for that stack. It's looking for weird, aggressive plays. And it's a really good mentality considering they're going to have these Spectres. They're going to have these lighter weapons. That is exactly how they'd want to be used. A little bit of a good start for Scream there. That's the aggressive lean now gone, though. We have to see how the rest of the fights end up going down. You see Draken getting a little curious towards middle, as they did
30 seconds left.
Look that way for a second or two, but now they have to pull themselves together. And the only issue with playing like this is you're going to leave 25 seconds on the board.
Yeah, the clock's already run down a lot, and you can see Soulcast not really biting on that bait there. Rotates all the way back over towards A. All 4 members of Guild committed this way. It's a 2-2 split right now, but 13 seconds left. The flash comes through from Eccles, swings out, finds 1. He does get traded, but Spike will go down in main here. You've seen 6 seconds left now. Yep, he's got to get that Spike down. Actually, they bring it down to a 2v2. This is doable here for Guild. Spike goes down with a second left. 30 HP on Yassine, though.
Yeah, and Scream still alive always kind of fills you with hope, doesn't it? But let's see if that aim's on point. Yassine says no. Swift will denial as Cryptix is getting warded away by the paint shells, keeping him a little humble towards the top side, but definitely noting position now. Look at the switch up, both of them just creeping across towards the right side. Good pick up on Leo, but do they find the raise? They know that they're close towards site. 30 HP Yassine. He's got to play this so right. Ring around the roses we go. Cryptix can just charge. He's got that SMG, and it looks like he's got the defuse. So, Liquid, the bonus round. Now, that's something to write home about here. You will be happy with that one.
Yeah, big win, big confidence booster there. Unfortunately, Leo's the one that takes first contact there, and you're seeing, like we already said, down to 30 HP. Would have liked to have seen him kind of maybe bait a peek for Leo potentially to swing back on that, but again, hindsight. We're good at that, aren't we?
We love a bit of it.
But no, a very big win for Liquid there. Again, they're going to be able to buy back into this one. It was only 4 SMGs on their side, you can see. Otherwise, for Guild, they're probably going to part by this. Couple of light armors coming out. The only real ultimate online here, obviously, Yassine's one off, Bonkar's one off, so maybe look for a pick and maybe invest the Hunter's Fury here if they can convert this round. But nothing really for Guild to do here. Maybe work around the revive, but again, you don't really want to be using that on a round like this. Yassine, maybe a little bit of a body block there. Eccles with the aftershock actually catching a kill. You don't see that often. Not in a situation like that.
No. Bit unfortunate, it feels. Soulcast on the dirty off angle, hearing more than I am. Aldrone going in towards the site, trying to clear it out. And even not seeing anything, it gives you an idea. But I think Soulcast just saw a pixel out of place. He does. That's Omen gone. Nice work from Soulcast. Now, whether or not he can live beyond this is yet to be seen. The split through short should be coming in soon.
Yeah, the reinforcements come through. You get Eccles and Scream coming through there. Safe actually creeping through window. I'm not sure if Scream would have seen that, but his teammates are close enough by it. Safe gets tagged up. That's about 15, 20 HP, it looks like. Link actually coming in for the flank here. Oh, he's going to get caught off guard. The stinger from Safe lands the headshot. A couple of Liquid members hurting too as well.
Okay. Spike now down. 3v4. The HP on Guild is making me worried, though. Killjoy. Sage is one of them, so maybe still a little bit of hope, but time will be dwindling soon enough. Scream still looking for an opportunity and none being given. Leo doing the dance, but you can see 25 seconds away from being able to get himself back into a tip-top condition. That's a big chunk of time. So Scream, Soulcast, both on towards the side. This is a gorgeous retake thus far, and Safe now left in almost an unwinnable scenario. Soulcast, good play there, trying to take the initiative, clearing that deeper corner, and the defuse comes in again. Good work from Liquid so far.
Yeah, good stuff. Rolling Thunder invested there. I'm fine with that. Again, on the retake, don't want to take any chances here. Liquid trying to put some early rounds on the board. Actually, a few players. Actually, I mean, if we think back to First Strike, Scream really not being able to get too much done so far on the defense, but they haven't really needed to. They haven't looked for any of this aggression, no flash dashing just yet. Ultimate-wise, obviously, Eccles investing in the Rolling Thunder there. Soulcast now one off the Hunter's Fury, but on the side of Guild, we do have the Showstopper online, and we do have the Hunter's Fury as well as Arrive. Didn't invest it that time around, wasn't really a decent opportunity to. Yassine maybe looking to satchel up and get an early pick, but the fault line will stop him full swinging on that. Oh, Eccles might find a couple of kills here. Leo, actually, wow.
Was he
managed to find it. Maybe behind that one way, he managed to hide behind it.
He got away with murder if that's the case. Scream trying to even the odds out, but he's only get a touch of information in a 1v1, and you got to feel the Scream should win this. 52 HP though, making a bit of a meal of it. Nowhere near as clean as he'd want. He knows exactly where the player is, but it's the rest of the team. It's Soulcast coming back through mid, and in the meantime they both cleared. So now 2 players are only actually present on the site itself. The Sage is going on potentially a late lurk in middle, trying to ensure safety from that catwalk retake. But these two are buying time. Yassine wants to buy more than just time. He wants body bags. And around the corner, there's plenty to be found. There goes Soulcast.
Big kill.
No trade either.
Yeah, nobody really wanted to peek onto that showstopper. He's got the paint shell back online from the second kill as well. So, look to hold on to that. And actually, Hunter's Fury gets invested as well. This is going to force Liquid back through heaven, actually. Decent spot there. It completely shuts off that push. Now Link's trying to find something back in through tree, but I mean, the clock's run down now. I can't actually hear the spike ticking down, but you got to assume they're pretty much out of time here. They're going to have to opt towards the save. You see everybody bailing out there. Spike will go off, and Guild will put their first on the board here. Again, important ultimate usage there. Again, can't be afraid to use those ones post-plant. Again, you're seen using the showstopper, pushes them all the way back into heaven. And again, it's important to consider not only getting the kill, but the time bought. Again, nobody wants to push up into that choke point when the showstopper gets popped.
Looks like there's a tech pause coming in, so I'll have to wait and see what the issues are. But I've got to say, for me right now, Liquid have looked pretty sharp. I've really enjoyed, obviously the last round did go Guild's way, but the bonus round pickup, the good retakes, the solid clears from Soulcast, I think the main thing for me with Liquid is always that it's going to be a long-term project with them. because the likes of Sliggy can really get into it. You know, the meta, the way that they play really comes online in that aspect.
Well, I mean, the thing to consider, this is a redemption possibility for both teams, right? Guild obviously not making it to first strike for whatever reason, and Liquid, you know, you got to say disappointed at first strike. So
yeah, I
mean, it's on the table for both of these teams here. Who's gone away and done the homework hardest? And, you know, Banks made a fantastic point. The sixth man for Liquid, Sliggy. Again, you've got to assume he's somebody that's going to have put all this time to good use.
Yeah, you're spot on. And, of course, the screen just going to be covered for a sec just to make sure that, you know, no one's seeing a little too much. Obviously, economy's in play and all that stuff. We like to keep a good, fair tournament just to keep them all up to date, to keep you guys in the know. But, yeah, no, I think overall for me, I look at Liquid as the long-term goal, and the sixth man is always going to be a big difference maker. I don't know where I put Guild in that yet. I think at the start of Valorant, I was doing way more coverage of North America, so I definitely got that kind of idea of where people were in their kind of progress chart. But Gilda, you can see the way they're approaching it. It's a very good approach. It's very solid. It's very almost, I'd say, standardized to like a Counter-Strike-esque approach. Looking at that, whether that's, you know, Barbar having influence. I mean, Barbar was a great little Swedish player, definitely a good mind in the game. But it looks like we'll be back underway. 20 seconds now on the board for me. So looks like we're back in. Hopefully, all resolved. I think it was one of the players just switching in a battery on the old mouse and all that jazz. But outside of that, I do want to keep my eyes trained on what Guild bring, because I do like the changes. I do want to see how safe still looks on this Killjoy. I'm not sold just yet. It's still early doors, though.
It is indeed. See, Yassine's usually the man we look to for Guild. He's been explosive on that duelist role historically. Actually, the paranoia going to come through. As soon as the orb gets tapped there, you can see how keen Liquid are to look for this early territory control. And it's not just at the edge of sight. It's all the way through A main there. So it's not really something we've seen from Liquid previously, is looking for these first bloods on defense this actively. I mean, investing the utility there, swinging two full bodies out onto A main. I kind of like it.
I mean, I like the concept. It's a very standardized FPS approach of there's normally territory that's contested, and for the attacking side specifically, you have to take some sort of map control, be it that kind of A approach to allow you time to set up, or be it the, you know, B lobby sort of area. Whichever one it is, it's got to be done. You can't just dry hit into this. It's too much to clear, and it's a long way off, but we're down to already 40 seconds. Guild's approach is quite slow, quite methodical. Only seeing that Killjoy, maybe, I don't want to say misinformation, it's not because of the timing now, but bear in mind that Killjoy has been on that side of the map for quite some time. Regardless, now moving in, it's going to be that late in the day sight hit, 25 seconds. This is going to be a problem. Luckily, they've got safe to bail them out there. It's still going to be hard to stick the landing. Look at the timing left.
Yep, 17 seconds left on the clock already, and actually the Hunter's Fury going to be invested to destroy that lockdown, so that's going to give Liquid an opportunity to reinforce back onto site here. Cryptics all the way back in the boathouse. You're seeing good for 2, but 6 seconds now. Spike finally getting planted. Guild will retain some control for the time being now. Liquid 2 men left. Link and Soulcast coming through the defensive spawn right now, but there's a flank coming through. Drake, and actually all the way around the back, he's going to land the headshot off the back of that paranoia.
Okay, Soulcast still locked out now. Oh, and he's got problems. Oh, and he's got answers to those problems. For now, though, Soulcast, is he feeling himself today? Do we get to see Soulcast at full power now?
I mean, this is doable here. You're seeing down to a lick of HP and safe. He is tagged up a little bit. Whether or not Soulcast just plays for the exits here. Again, spike timer gotta be ticking down right now. It looks like Guild are going to try and exit towards B main. If he can get rid of these weapons, then it's not a huge loss for Liquid. Naturally, they both die, and yeah, he gets both ult orbs for it as well. So decent damage done by Soulcast to ensure both players died there. You can see actually the economy. Bonkar forcing back onto a bulldog. Obviously, they're going to buy back into this one. But you've seen, again, that's a big loss for him. If he'd have kept his rifle, that's an extra 2,900 for him, whereas he's down to 100 credits now.
Yeah, still waiting to hear that sound, so apologies at home if we're being a little bit vague when it comes to the spike potentially ticking, because we simply cannot hear it right now. So hopefully that gets resolved nice and quickly so we can give you as much information as possible. However, Guild have found a little bit more resolve. 2 rounds in a row now, kind of stringing things together. You can see Scream trying to make some big plays happen. First time we're seeing Scream kind of let loose a little more, trying to make aggressive plays, and Safe has read him like a book. This has been an ongoing battle between these two. 2 fights now going down, and a little bit of a Soulcast to suffer for it throughout some of this, but it is still going to have Jet roaming around, fallen away from it this time. You've seen, not going to have much luck either. Cryptic's going to be the one to find him. Looking at what Bonkar does with this, he's got room, but he's pretty alone. That's a dangerous plant to go for, but now with the support coming in, now there's the chance. Now there's knives coming in, though. You've got to be a little careful, and the Killjoy does get invested into this one. Finally going to put that down and hope for the best, maybe giving you that avenue way back through.
Yeah, and Scream just giving full roam actually to swing out from heaven. He's going to find 2. You've seen a Bonkar fall. Going to put that down. Again, the Nano Swarm on the spike. Going to stop him getting off. 2 HP on Scream right now. Link holding down the smoke. Leo's going to find 1 through there. Drake can find the second. But the diffuser's coming through. Oh my god. Actually gets shut down through the smoke there. Safe will clean the final one up. 3 kills on the round for him. And Guild will put their 3rd on the board now. 2 back-to-back. Convincing rounds, really, in terms of entry onto the site. And actually managing to clean that one up a bit better this time around than the previous round on B site. Really, really good stuff there. Again, the res was very risky. You could see Scream tried to double updraft there from heaven with the Bladestorm popped. Unfortunately, couldn't land that. But really good round from Guild, actually.
Okay. Guild have definitely stabilized. Here we go. Let's see if this builds. Now, the one thing I liked what I saw from the game previously with Existence, for example, was the fact that they were not afraid to call a timeout and kind of reconsider approaches. And bear in mind, MR12 is very different to MR15. It's going to be, these moments like this when a streak comes out, when they've kind of worked the theory out, you've got to be careful. Now already Scream wants to go again, and he fails this time. Safe is there. Safe is keeping so much information locked away from Liquid, and finally Soulcast does avenge his fallen teammate, but by now, look at this explosive play. 2 players were committed towards that B side, so this is a straight up retake, and again, this is going to be a spike plant coming down, so I've got to say, I like how Guild are approaching this. A lot of faith in Safe to keep this one under wraps.
Again, just kind of, again, leaving them out on an island. Yes, if that push comes through from Scream, it's not going to matter too much. Drake can actually lurk in top mid here. Going to spot out Eccles with Spectre coming through. Lots of spam coming through towards heaven. Just trying to shut down any push coming through too close. But the problem being now, Drake able to lurk all the way back. Eccles seemingly unaware of it coming through now. 3 kills for Leo on site now. Eccles the last man standing. It'll be the 4th for Leo, actually. Nice clean up there from Guild. And I mean, you're absolutely right. Yeah, as soon as that push comes through on the other side, Guild responding immediately in applying that pressure back onto A site.
Yeah. And coming to this, I think Liquid's money is going to be finally kind of, I don't want to say completely broken. It's enough for like pistols and a light armor maybe here and there, bits and pieces, but it's really not a lot. So at the end of the day, this should be a bit of a walk in the park for Guild, unless there's something very specific prepared by Liquid for this. But the way Guild are playing is very all-encompassing. They seem to have a very good idea as to how they want to make this one work for themselves. Oh, this time it's Leo kind of put to the test. It's been safe before, and look how much they're committing to just clear out this area to try and make this part at least somewhat safe.
Is now, and this is, and again, the reason I like the push on twofold, really, it's that conditioning factor. Guild are going to be constantly aware of this. They have to commit a full body to obviously make sure that Scream's just not allowed to roam and do his thing. And you see how deep Leo is having to play back in spawn here. But straight away, look, that presence shown on one side of the map. Guild looking for that entry on A, and it's actually Cryptics this time around, holding close contact. Scream, Soulcast making a rotation through on the minimap. You can see now whether or not they decide to force the issue once again onto A site. Spike's made his way back to top mid here, so they could split if they wanted to. Leo still controlling all the way back on B main.
I've got to say, I do want to look at some players here if they're having a bit of a quieter game, because there's a couple of names that have been missing from the kill feed that, or at least on the right side of the kill feed, that I want to have a little look at after this round. But for now, we have to see how Guild approaches him. For me, again, it's that kind of methodical clearing. Cryptic's going to be given a chance, and he's going to take it with both hands. Yassine didn't quite clear the corner as well as he'd want, and he's going to be outdone. So now you're going to see Eccles put to the test. You do have, I think, a Frenzy to play with as well. Like, Flash is coming in, and an even better swing. Good damage, good information. We take that. This, if anything, will set up Scream to do more damage. They have tried to put him in the right place for this. He has the rifle, he has the armor, and he's in the right place for it. But look at the time, 3 seconds. Gilda running that clock so low.
Oh, indeed. And actually, you see Liquid now. They're here quick. They managed to stack up behind that lockdown field. Already going for the retake now. Bonka gonna hold tight underneath lane. You can see Drake in their back sight now. This arrow comes through. Could be deadly if it pings these players on lane. And actually, yes, the wallbang could come through. See a lot of damage going through Drake and going to find Soulcast. Link actually trading that one back with the Sheriff now. Into the 2v2, 2v1 call it. Scream finds Drake in the 1v1 now. 100 HP on Leo. Scream is tagged up. No smokes left.
Just touching the spike there, you can see Scream. You can see that spike is running down on time. Scream,
he's got it.
I think he's run out of it. Yep. Beautifully played out in the end by Leo. Just really considered approach. Scream's dead and gone. Great round again from Guild. Keep in mind, though, Liquid are on that lighter buy. They're trying to make that hero rifle work for Scream. He can reinvest, and his money will be okay going forward. But I do want to look at the likes of, for me, Draken, a player that I always expect to do quite well. I'm looking at a couple of others that have been okay, but it's not that highlight game. Scream hasn't been popping off as I'd expect. Soulcast towards the top here, making far more notable damage thus far. I mean, Scream was literally the player that they needed to pop off there, and I think he only got one in that round, and you kind of need a bit more than that, but unable to convert it. We do now see at least a buy now coming back out for Liquid, and Scream again going to be put to task, and if he can back away, it's going to be pretty tricky. You can see the line of sight that he's worried about is being held. He outdoes Leo,
find it.
Great work. That's what you need from Scream. Does eventually go down. That splash damage is wild for Yassine.
Yeah, manages to trade that one back out with the showstopper. Again, that aggression going completely countered on the side. And actually, Draken's managed to find his way all the way through market. He's going to manage to get his smoke off on the defensive spawn side. Soulcast now traipsing through. Not sure of the man that fell on the side of Liquid. I think it was Eccles there, but it gives some entry onto B site now. Spike trailing a little late through B main, but got to be careful that smoke doesn't fall, and it does indeed. Are they going to be able to get the second over? They do, and that's going to give them the opportunity to push through now. So once again, Guild pivoting really well off that early round aggression shown on one side of the map.
Spike planted.
Spike again planted, site now taken. Liquid have been outdone. Now keep in mind that they did win the pistol. So at this point, you've got to say, Guild, once they got into those gun rounds, got the economy favorable, they have been absolutely on top of this game. You're seeing in the dirtiest angle, the hardest to clear. Look how deep that corner goes. It's so filthy at buying time, and he's so good at playing it. Seconds that pass, this is all worth its weight in gold. Cryptic's finally commits, but everyone's been seen.
Yep, all been seen, and they're all a couple of them tagged up. Actually, Soulcast down to just a lick of HP. You can see he's trying to play it safe there. Cryptic's going to come out. And there you go, 3 kills in favor of Guild there. Cleans that one up easy. That's 6 rounds unanswered now by Guild. Really, considering the way this one started, Liquid looked in absolute control from the get-go, but Guild have responded fantastically. Again, taking a step back, reading how Liquid are trying to play this, and I'm loving the way they're swinging back and forth on this early round aggression. As soon as Scream shows on B, they're looking for that entry on A. This time around, Yassine, yes, invests the showstopper, trades that kill out, but straight away, Draken shows presence mid, gets that pick on market. Again, maybe that's Eccles just saying, yes, they're pushing A, I'm gonna reposition a little bit, and he gets caught off guard. Straight away, Guild then are able to secure B site.
And it looks like Liquid trying to find answers to this very slower approach by being aggressive, and it's at least got them some room, and it's got them a better gun for Scream. Switching out, I think it was a Spectre he previously had for an upgrade of a Vandal, but they want to fight for territory, but the problem is Guild's patience and methodical approach on their attacking side, very Na'Vi-esque back in the day, is working so well. They've been getting rounds on the trot. I think 6 in a row now, if I'm not mistaken. I might be like 1 off, but we'll see. Draken's still going to try and fight towards middle, and he's going to be able to probably hear Soulcast at this point.
Yeah, Soulcast, Spectre in hand again. Difficult if anyway, he takes a long angle on him through mid there, but you can see Guild again looking to pressure onto A side. Just 1 member. Actually, it's 2 Eccles and Link on side, but they both fall. Yeah, does find one on the way out. Leo lands that headshot onto Scream in Heaven. That's going to give them control. Guild now 4v2. Liquid, both ultimates available, Lockdown and Hunter's Fury, should they choose to try and rescue this round. But you see how split Guild are. It's going to be difficult for them to get any value off that if they decide to use it. Maybe just the last round play gets made off those. You see already, actually, Cryptic's all the way back on B site. Soulcast thinking better of this. They come back over, maybe try and find a kill here, but definitely not going to go and try and retake this.
And this was off the back of Liquid getting that initial pick, seeing where everyone was, having 2 players on the site. They are being outdone pound for pound. Guild are playing a beautiful game of Valorant at the moment, and it's I don't want to say it's a rarity. It's not necessarily a rarity, but it's rare to see such a competent attacking side even after that opening pick. Opening picks generally, percentage-wise, are huge to the value of the way the round goes down. I mean, I don't think we're quite there in finding those stats 100% over the board. I know in obviously Counter-Strike it previously didn't have it. Shout out to HLTV apparently, but eventually we'll see that value of how much they are worth, and as said, to even garner all that information where Guild were, Liquid's still unable to hold, and you can see that economy is just in tatters.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the last round as well. This is last round of the half, and look what Liquid are coming into it with. Yeah. Cryptics did fall at the end of that. I know we did just switch away briefly, but Draken did find that kill over on B site. So did lose. I'm not sure if that was a full weapon or just the Spectre itself on Cryptics, but did fall at the end of that one. And right now, look at this. Guild looking to explode straight onto B site. Scream walks into his own smoke there. We'll find Yassine. First blood in favor of Liquid. But once again, the response, as you've said, has been so good by Guild. I'm not sure how much that's going to matter right now.
Well, again, look how many players are here, though. There are so many players present for the defending side on towards the B site. That's 4 of the players. So they might have to peel away for this for Guild. I don't know how much they've seen or heard or noted. But if they did commit towards it, they'd be dead in the water. But we've seen those double pumps before. They're not afraid to do it. Okay, so if you're unaware what that means, essentially is they've shown a lot of presence towards B initially. They back away. They might show some presence elsewhere on the map, and then they double pump back around to B after, hopefully causing rotations. And speaking of causing rotations, it looks like that's somewhat happening. Look at Omen, look at Jet, both towards A for now, so a bit more of a favorable fight, but still not an easy one for Guild to go in against Sinatra. Oh, I'm seeing the Sinatra special coming out to play.
I see it. Interesting thing to consider here, though. Liquid, 4 ultimates. Oh, the Soulcast just catches. This could be huge if he finds both of these. He does indeed. Leo and Safe going to fall to the Spectre there. The sneaky Soulcast. That leaves Guild on 2 now, and this is the time. Pop your ultimates. Try and secure this one out. Close it out 7-5. Guild find themselves in a 2v5 now. Hunter's Fury reinvested back on the other side, but the recon going to give them all the information they need. They swing on. Cryptic finds the first. Link finds the second. Good way to close this one out here. Good recovery from Liquid again. Important ultimate economy there for the last round. As soon as they get the advantage, they're not afraid to pop them in.
For me, Guild's ability to win out these gun rounds has been absolutely mad. I mean, they've come in and they did lose the pistol, and that's always a huge factor, of course. You get normally, you know, maybe 1, but even the bonus round was converted by Liquid. But then keep in mind the run the Guild had when it came to the rifles was sublime. They were absolutely crisp about it. They were, you know, potentially losing out to some picks here and there. You know, Scream, of course, will get you a kill or 2, but then they were straight on these executions. So I want to see how now this looks on the other side of things. What's Liquid's attacking side looking like? Is it looking as proficient? I have no idea anymore. This is where we're going to have to find out on the fly and see what Guild look like. Now they're, you know, they can sit, I don't want to say sit back, but they can sit a little bit deeper and be not maybe even more passive. They were playing a very cautious approach.
There will actually some early presence shown by Guild in B main. The wall's going to go up. That will buy them some control for the time being, but you can see Yassine actually getting up on top, and he does find that kill just off screen. As soon as we switch away, he does find Cryptic, so immediately man advantage going over to Guild. You see now Liquid, 3 men trying to aggress back towards mid. They swing on Drake, and he's actually going to lose his life for it. Soulcast finds the one outside. He finds the second as well. Fantastic shots from this man. That puts Liquid in a 4v2 now.
Look, Soulcast is cracked today. This guy is just popping off. And do you know what? More power to him. Just comes back in, first kind of debut after that first strike scenario, and he's looking pretty sharp. I mean, happy to see that bonker.
Love to see it.
Yep, makes me happy. any player that can come in after a break, after a disappointing tournament, be it as a team, as or an individual, doesn't really matter. Come in, show a good play. Lovely. Love that. Right straight back through on the sort of, you know, confidence there. So Link still patrolling through.
One enemy
We're going to have to still wait and see for the kills coming in. Safe's gone down, and Bonker now pretty much surrounded, smothered, flashed. Frenzy, sure, but not much more to come out of it. Did manage to find Scream, but Link right there. And it's going to be, again, Liquid at least finding the pistol.
Yeah, so that's both pistols in favor for them. And again, that's huge considering.
Yep.
Especially, again, you got to consider this isn't their map pick, so to say. That's not their home ground. It is Guild's. So I'd love to see that coming out of Liquid, converting, well, at least picking up both pistol rounds. Let's see if they can convert the round 2 this time around as well. Again, everybody opting for the SMGs, a Spectre and 1 Bulldog on board. So see if they try anything funky here. Actually, Guild looking to sweep out mid here, yeah.
This is what I'm talking about, though. I love unique plays in ecos or anti-ecos, anything like this, any specific round sort of format with the economy in mind. I love a little bit of difference. Are they meant to win these fights? No, but if you play it in a weird way, you know, maybe playing as a pack, potentially trying to cut the map into very concise and close quarters angles, you can see they've left Raze in a very precarious place, but quite an interesting one. You know, seeing Omen and Killjoy backing up towards A, you're going to have a little bit of an interesting dynamic. It looks like Link's aware of the possibility, controls it well enough, did take some damage, but still stands tall, and Scream trying to do a bit of work himself over towards A.
Yeah, it does get some damage actually up onto, I think that's Leo in heaven. Bacon now trying to aggress back towards mid-link, but here comes the swing from Liquid. 4 men heading over towards B. Link down to 20 HP. Obviously no possibility of the heal here for him, so he's just going to try and run bait after he gets his smokes down, make sure his team can get onto site safely. But all 4 members of Guild actually swinging back over towards A, and it's Scream kind of holding that down. I'm not sure if he's just baiting out some audio cues for them, but there's going to be one important audio cue coming through in a second, and that's the spike going down on B site.
Yeah, so they'll know what's up now. And yes, they could maybe get a Spectre away if they wanted to try and isolate Scream, but he wants to go on the ultimate backstab. He might get the right timing for it. Let's see if Guild can make anything of this, maybe cost a couple of guns here and there. You could already see the Omen, of course, is a little low. So maybe potentially could fall foul, but you already got Cryptics on the case. Going to be the first port of call, at least, if they try and go for a swing. I think there might be Breach watching the cross as well, but actually no, falls a little deeper as the Killjoy turret goes in. Going to force a little bit of information, but bear in mind the time is taking the entire way through.
That actually did a lot of damage to save.
Yep, look at that. Look at the state of the HP. That's rough. There comes Scream. Finally makes his appearance, creeping through that defensive side. And they all opt to die to the spike itself rather than giving away funds potentially to the opponents.
Yeah, Ultimate Orbs obviously making sure that for their economy as well, they die out at the end of the round. But again, nice round from Liquid. Round 2 in the second half conversion as well. So those are the ones we usually talk about as the early wins, the economy builders. Right now, Liquid obviously keeping that many people up means they can comfortably play this one out with Spectres. I think there was 1 Bulldog on the board, but no longer present, but everybody looking healthy, over 2,800 credits. So this one, expect something fast from Liquid to try and convert these SMGs. And actually, it's only 1 man left to hold on to A main. You can see Draken over towards Tree here, but rotation slowly, maybe a bit of hesitation there coming through defensive spawn. I think maybe just jump spotting mid. But all 4 members of Liquid here ready to explode out with this drone's contact on short potentially. Now we see 3 members of Guild over this side, so expect a bloodbath imminently.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty quick hit too. Scream's going to lead the charge straight away, but still needs to clear hell. Killjoy is waiting down there. Nice adjustment, really good work. And the site is at least theirs for now. Probably safe enough for a spike plant at this point. Make it a little dicey down the end, but let's see if they can at least get the spike planted. Bonker does find Scream, so that's 1 player removed, but he was already very low HP from that initial battle with Killjoy.
Yep, obviously playing entry there. We got tagged up a little bit right now. Guild actually going to find the wallbang. Bonker going to find Link in hell. Maybe not going to expect Eccles to be the second stacked up there. Wall comes up, gives Leo a secondary angle. He's going to jump to the top of Gen now. They are still aware somebody could be down here, and actually Yassine swings on it. Eccles will fall. 2 members left for Liquid now. I think there's maybe one more Nano Swarm on the bomb, but again, Spectres versus the Rifles. Guild cleaned this one up. Liquid did the important thing though. 2 kills and the spike plant. So economy-wise, that's a worthwhile bonus in my eyes.
Yeah, no, absolutely no problem with that. And it's definitely a learning point as well when you're kind of hitting these sites, you're looking for opportunities and how to do it. If you see ways that you can now approach, if you think, okay, well, that's just shown that we can do X and Y.
Yeah, send some feelers out. Yeah.
Exactly. So, again, I think this is when the game gets a little bit more interesting to me. Bonus round being quite close, being very competitive, exactly how you'd want it. Scream, hopefully he's got... I'm looking to see how his economy's looking. Hopefully he's got the ultimate. He's going to pop that one up so he doesn't have to fully invest.
Again, Guild may be looking some of this B main control. Scream popping the Blade Storm. You can see he's going to follow this drone all the way through mid. So some early territory gained off of that drone alone. Scream trying to time the counter drone here. Look at it just lurking outside the smoke. Opts not to give any information away. You can see, actually, you're seeing the door has closed and he's in market, but Scream wise to it. Gonna jump up, finds the second. Bomcar will fall. Finds himself now in a 5v3 for Liquid.
Scream's so sharp. Already looking pretty good with the blades out. Link now looking to do his bit of damage, but it's Scream again! And again, Scream doesn't know when to lose. He doesn't know how to die. He's just doing all the damage. And this is why you put Scream in your roster every day of the week. That ultimate just looks so comfy for him.
Again, winning an ultimate off the winning a round off the back of one ultimate like this, it's why you love to see a Jet player pop off. You have so much impact just on a round by round basis now. Scream on the hunt, maybe going to try and remove this weapon from Leo's hands. But wow, what a round from him. Again, waited it out as well. He wasn't getting tricked in. He wasn't getting baited in. That drone, obviously lurking outside the smoke, he was just waiting to peek out there. And obviously the advantage then comes to whoever's the Sova on the other end of that drone. But again, wise to Yassine being tucked in market, even though the door was closed.
Scream is so good, man. I like casting Scream. It's tasty, you know? It's pretty good at this game. It's got quite nice aim. I've heard he does like a headshot thing.
I heard they talk about them.
They do talk about, I think it's his one taps, right?
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I love the way they created Jet and like, right, one taps. We can just do that for the ultimate. Cool,
Am I bad though for kind of preferring seeing Scream on the Reyna? He was one of the few Reyna players that I was like, yeah, okay, you can get away with it.
No, no. It's great that he can use Reyna, but I want to see him kind of also show what he can do on a Jet. Like, I want that versatility. Like, I want to see him look as good on Reyna as he could look on Jet potentially. Like, well, actually the other way around. Like, I think his Reyna is really solid. I want to see more of him on Jet looking that good. But for now, we'll see how good he's looking here. 2 more players. And the lineup, the aim is just always there. And the id shots are just as good.
He's warmed now. He's warmed.
He is warmed. He has been by the fire. He is warmed.
Tepid, some may say. See, actually, Guild's just holding steady after those first 2 kills down, and Liquid kind of doing the same thing, not looking to give too much away. Again, I like this kind of security, this damage control here. Don't want to give anything up on Guild's eco round. Again, huge if on a round like this you can keep 5 up, keep all those weapons. Leo now gonna have big issues. 3 people stomping through short. Soulcast will land that one. Soulcast has looked good.
Yeah,
really good. I know that's a talking point for everyone after first strike. So really good to see him bounce back in Mount 1 here.
No, I'm super happy to see it. I mean, he just went straight on like the Ferrari Xantares peak, just runs past. Right, like, okay, we're nerfing running accuracy, no worries. Guild, though, are going to be down to 1 player. Now, again, I do want to highlight we've had basically a Scream round, which is great, and then Liquid winning pistol.
Peekaboo.
So, yeah. So the thing still is that Guild in their traditional gun rounds were incredibly good. So this is still a very contested game. Do not think this is now done for like, oh, well, it's fine. It's like, hold on. Hold on a little. Let's see what this round's looking like here, because Guild did look way better in those big gun rounds.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday, that, you know, the important rounds. This is kind of the worst position to be in. I mean, 9-8 scoreline. Enemy team wins 2. You then win 1, which is technically their bonus, but you lose 3 for it. Then they win 2 back. Now you're at the point where there's nothing left in the bank. You have to win this round to kind of trade round for round. As soon as you hit 10, if your economy's in the bin, you got to say momentum-wise, the enemy team takes it. So eyes to Guild here to see how they play this one out.
At this point, sound cues over towards A. Now we saw Guild go for the double pump, but haven't seen too much of that yet from Liquid. We haven't seen really what they're going for. At the moment, Liquid looking to, straight in, going for the charge. Here we go. Scream's going to lead the way, already going to get towards the site. Soulcast did find Draken, though. That's an issue. Soulcast is being such a nuisance today. And now Scream's got that good posted position, just going to hold the push, allow that spike to eventually go down.
Guild again find themselves in a retake scenario here. And the way Liquid have set up, actually, in the post-spawn, Scream finds a big kill after that fault line. Bonkar going to trade that one back out. Showstopper goes through, doesn't find anything just yet. 3v4, Guild need to push through here.
Bonkar again, though. It's Cryptix holding the back line. Soulcast is there. Sign Seal delivers. That is exactly what Liquid needed. They finally stabilized enough in these traditional gun rounds. Keep your eyes on Guild now. The pressure is on them.
Yes, indeed. And again, I'm interested to take a look at the economy here, because like I said, trading 2-1-2 in terms of round score when we're already here could be worrying. And again, big to consider. Showstopper, it's no bad ultimate. So investing that one into that round there and getting no real value in terms of removing weapons on the other side. I mean, look at the money. The light armor, sheriffs, that's it. They have to save through, and, you know, arguably Liquid are going to get onto 11 rounds here. So this is what I mean about being challenged economically at this point of the game when the rounds have traded back in the way they have.
Yeah. That's going to be brutal. There is a tech pause coming in. If you didn't catch it, I think one of their
another mouse battery, maybe?
TeamSpeak or whatever has crashed. Or disconnected. So let's get away for that. And you know what? Shout out to my homies RedBull for covering the screen, so no other teams can, you know, have a little too much of a sneaky peek. Although you can see economies in us, but still, you know, we're on it. El Capitan, like that. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever heard you say El Capitan. I'm not sure where that came from.
I don't know.
What do you have to say for yourself, huh?
The problem is I've been working at home for a while, so my brain just goes to mush, and it's kind of just stayed there. Like, I try and be professional sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, it's like...
I get that. Yeah, it's like a mental thing. You're in a studio, you're like on your best behavior.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm at home. Nah. I'm trying my best. We're doing our best here. And that's his Guild. I mean, the kind of foreshadowing of why that round was so important is because you can see the state of the economy now. It's been pretty broken. And for Guild, that's unfortunate, because I love that run they went on. And simply put, though, if they can't get the funds to get them back on the buys here, it's kind of a GG, right?
The reason I mentioned the Showstopper is because Raze is so impactful on these eco rounds. Again, all of our utility does damage. The Showstopper can get, you know, quite often 2 kills. That's why I was interested to see it invested in the way it was, really, when they had total control of the site. So seen now trying to hold down. Doesn't matter at all. You've seen Leo will find the Sheriff headshots. Don't worry about the Showstopper. You find 2 kills off Sheriffs anyway.
Just the Deagle bros, just chilling out over towards A. This will encourage the hit, but there's a lot of players here. There's actually a great deal of players. Safe's gonna find Soulcast. Oh, this is a tragedy
not
in the
like
making.
This.
Yeah, can I get a not like this, chat? Please just put it in chat, because I am feeling a little nervous about this one. I'm not loving it. Who do they have left? Is Scream alive? No. So there's a problem, and the problem's down to Cryptix here. It's dirty. It's dirty, and it's great work from Guild. Get those rifles, boys. Scoop them up. There we go.
That's huge. Again, not necessarily because, you know, Liquid financially not going to suffer from that. But that basically gives an extra round to Guild. That they can now afford to give up Liquid's 11th because they've saved 4 weapons out of that scenario. So now, financially, they're looking pretty decent if they want to trade round for round here with Liquid.
Sometimes I look at chat, and obviously we're, you know, ahead, and I just see someone in chat being like, Guild fans are quiet, ha ha ha, and I can't wait to see the response to that previous round. It's just what I enjoy, man. I take, you know, it's the little pleasures in life.
Wish it was in real time.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? However, that was just one round. It is still going to be an uphill battle, but Guild have got their opportunity to work with it now. Liquid have been, I don't say humbled. It's definitely going to put you on notice, though. You're not feeling great about that one. And Scream leading the way. Killjoy committing to this. And let's see what they get back out of it, though. Already a bit of a trade out. You've got the ultimates being popped on both sides here as well. So both teams well and truly up for this one. Let's see who's going to walk away from it. No one going down just yet. Touches of damage here and there, but regardless, they both still stand.
Yeah, Hunter Fury cancelling out one of the lockdowns, and now Scream actually going to pop the Blade Storm here, trying to find a pick in towards the defensive spawn, but only one member. I think that's actually Link. Actually finds the first, but Bonkar good for the trade. One member did make it to site, but Guild still not allowing Liquid entry.
No, that Omen on site hasn't really found its footing. Maybe hoping they would be able to make it out from the choke point, but they simply haven't.
Keep your eye on Leo here. Look where he's managed to get to. He's actually going to think better of it and come back towards Market. I thought he was maybe going to hold off the retreat of Liquid there. Cryptic's getting tagged up through the wall, but Spike will now make it onto site.
Let's have a look.
Spike planted.
See Mixwell and Ardis having a little watch of the game. Trying to keep in check how everyone else is looking. As obviously they're secured through, looking pretty comfy. Linked back by Boathouse, just sitting on this one. You've got Cryptic's going to take a fair whack of attention, but look on the flank coming around the back. Excellent play, kind of flanking Leo, who we thought was the kind of final line of defense. Already noted, spotted Eccles, perfect play. 11 rounds on the board. Liquid getting things back favorable to them after a little bit of a hiccup with that little bit of an anti-eco coming in.
Did Eccles go all the way back through mid-link there and come flank Market?
I don't know how else he'd have done it. I'm
That's
actually not
huge.
sure. Like he somehow got around Leo, who was kind of playing up middle, so I mean, did pretty well.
Turret out.
Wow. Okay. I mean, yeah, fair play for Guild to kind of dragging that one out as much as it did. Again, Link TP'd back to Boathouse very early on there. I think it was actually as the first lockdown went in, so good stuff for Guild to kind of hold on to that for as long as they did. But Liquid ultimately had the upper hand. Great play from Eccles if that's the case. That's a huge flank back onto the flanker.
Eyes towards Guild. A patient play before worked, but this time losing that first pick. Soulcast, worth his weight in gold. A freebie almost found at the start. You've just divided this defensive side because they can't be as confident with the swing on rotations. They've already lost that player for free. Nothing garnered for it. You can see you've seen earlier pinging out that players were coming this way. Standardized hit, you normally see then Jet kind of plows through, but for now they kind of slow this down. They slow the roll, the wall goes up, and they buy a bit of time, but depends for how long. I'm looking the flank. Killjoy maybe on the way, but there goes one. That's going to be Scream leading the charge, and that is a head ripped off its shoulders.
Actually through the smoke as well, dashes through. I don't think the recon had even pinged him just yet, so Liquid get A site control. 2 members left for Guild, and we're already looking like they're settling for the save here. Gonna try and make a play with Liquid on 12. But wow, what a shot from Scream. Again, not getting baited in the drone, didn't clear that corner. Liquid still perfectly aware of the threat. The possibility of somebody being up there.
I will always enjoy watching Scream, but Soulcast that round, incredible value. Not only did he get that pick on towards middle, the second kill he came in, perfect supporting timing towards Scream. Soulcast is having a big game today, at least in this map. Loving it, absolutely loving it. Right now, honestly, it's just feed the scoreline, doesn't really matter. They'll be perfectly fine to hold this one down. There is literally no time left to do anything for poor old Leo, but I'm waiting for the answer. I don't know how they want to approach this. Liquid aren't doing something, you know, mind-blowing. Those site takes towards A are pretty choreographed. Yeah, they're pretty standardized, and I really genuinely believed we were going to have a bit more damage from Yassine there towards Scream, but apparently Scream just absolutely bodies people.
Shocking.
Yeah, who'd have thought it, right?
Yeah, who'd have thought?
Yeah. Wild.
He's had a big second half, though. Again,
Yes,
like I said, early on in the first half, some of this aggression just being countered very well by Guild. On attack, completely different story. He's just off the leash. Yeah, go for it. Go nuts.
There you go. Baiting out that previous approach, kind of utilizing at least one cloud burst. And I'd never put necessarily Scream as an entry fragger as such in his previous careers, as or at least in like a high-end entry fragger. I see them as being, you know, a different breed. I'd look at the likes of Apex, for example, being one of them out there. But Scream has really shown what he can do on this jet specifically here. Zaldron's going to confirm that, well, site's looking pretty clean right now, so that could, if anything, encourage a hit to come in. And exactly that. He's seen more than enough. So, again, should be happy enough on this one. Scream aware of where your scene was just that round previous. So there's going to be game on, and already Scream going to lead the way in. Turret's there, but no worries. Going to take a whole bunch of damage now, but still alive, 9 HP. He needs a little bit of support pretty soon, but he has taken the site for now.
Yeah, and actually did get triggered the alarm bot there, but the recon didn't ping him, so down to 8 HP. I mean, anything would have killed him there with the vulnerability on the alarm bot, but Guild keep 5 up, Liquid keep 5 up, so 5v5 now in the post plant. Let's see what Guild tries to do. Only the revive on the board, no other ultimates whatsoever.
There you go, wall goes up, peek over the top. Link is more than happy to greet that with a smile. Bomb though up to the challenge. Link double down, finding a scene as well as Safe now has to work their way forward. The Killjoy pick certainly caught our attention, but that also will catch us. The trade coming back through. Draken's pinned on the site itself. Up and over on the TP. Where is the defuse going to come from? They need to start working on this right now, but these post plants, they're holding strong, and Scream on 9 HP, emboldened by the rage as Cryptix is there as well. And it's an excellent win from Liquid. Honestly, Guild, I thought there was a spark coming back in.